The UAE is leaving OPEC effective May 1st, and economists say this is a turning point for global oil production and exports. But what even is OPEC? The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries is an intergovernmental organization where big decisions by a group of oil exporting countries influence the global economy. It's basically the elite club of oil-producing nations. They set limits for oil production across the member states, guarantee a steady income for oil producers, and a reliable supply for customers. But most important of all, they can control how much you pay for the petrol for your car or the plane ticket for your next vacation. OPEC was founded in 1960 in Baghdad by Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. Through the years, others joined, including Indonesia, Libya, Qatar, and the UAE. Not all of them stayed, but we'll get to that later. Let's look at numbers. The world uses about 100 million barrels of oil each day, and OPEC supplies up to 30 million barrels of those, which means they control roughly 30% of global supply. When OPEC expanded in 2016 to launch OPEC Plus with Russia, production was raised to about 35 million barrels of oil per day. So when OPEC makes decisions, the markets respond. If they cut production, things get more expensive, and if they increase, prices drop. In 2020, during the COVID pandemic, global oil demand dropped, and prices fell from $70 a barrel to around $20. OPEC Plus acted quickly, cutting supply by 10% in the largest coordinated oil production cut in history. Prices stabilized. Now, back to the UAE announcing that it's leaving the organization. Here's the situation. For a long time now, limits on production quotas have been lower than the UAE's capacity. More recently, with the ongoing war on Iran, also an OPEC member, there's been increased uncertainty around Gulf oil being shipped out through the Strait of Hormuz. This likely made the UAE think about having more control over how much it produces and sells.
This has been long in the making. The understandings that the UAE has brought to OPEC prior to the current war and the conflict has been quite open in that they have the production capacity to go beyond the quota that they've been using. We're looking at multilateralism under strain in the last few years alone, whether we're looking at the UN or at regional conglomerates or international ones like OPEC. There has been some kind of need for a reset and a rethink. This is a world in which we see a post-oil future upon us. This is something that the Gulf states all agree in, but they disagree over the degree to which they want to wean off of oil.
Now, the UAE isn't the first Gulf state to leave OPEC. Qatar made that same decision in 2019 to focus on exporting natural gas instead of oil, which is a logical move for Qatar as it mainly produces LNG, unlike the UAE, which is a major global crude oil exporter. As another member leaves, analysts will be watching to see how this shift reshapes OPEC, while as people like you and I will be waiting to see what it means for our pockets.